Yes! Yes! So I couldn't react to it live because I was at work at my side job earlier today. But I was watching Doc's stream, Dr. Socrates' stream of the Summer Games Fest. And I mean, there was some alright announcements. I mean, some that I was definitely looking forward to, like, the new Castlevania game, since, I've been getting into the Castlevania series. And, well, I'm not really interested in Persona at all. It was nice to know that Persona fans are going to be getting a new game. And then, I I was uncertain if they were going to announce this here or not. Like, I know my good old Canadian guy A here has been hyping up a new Spyro game for a long time with plenty of evidence showing that Toys for Bob has to be making a new Spyro game. And then the stars have aligned. I wish I could have gotten a more live reaction to when this happened. Nonetheless, I'm going to do the next best thing and just go ahead and enjoy the trailer for you all, because I know you guys know just how big of a Spyro fan I am, and I'm certain some of my close friends know how happy I am to, like, finally get this. Like, I'm excited. So, let's just get right into it. Let's go. In a realm beyond. Like, I was a bit unsure at first with the design of these particular creatures. I mean, it has the aesthetic. I was very uncertain, though. Just, I don't know, something about the graphic style. Then look at that. A new evil rises. A legendary hero. Dude, this moment. Yes! I love it! Woo! We finally get a new Spyro game! Thank goodness the parents aren't home right now. I can make as much noise as I'd like. Spyro A Realm Beyond! Let's go! I'm excited for this. I kept my faith high. I never lost hope that we'd eventually finally get a new Spyro game. It took years of waiting. Lots of disappointing news, especially considering what happened after Microsoft bought Activision. We all know the tragedy there. Ultimately, though, I'm excited for this. I've waited a long time for a new Spyro game. And after so much waiting, we finally got it. I waited, like, I don't know where to go next from this. Like, what a weekend. Like, the same weekend that my channel hits its 10th anniversary, this happens. I don't know what else to say. Let's look into more detail with this trailer, because I'll admit I didn't pay full attention to the trailer, because of how excited I was when this happened. But man, when this happened, I was screaming to all the friends that I could across, like, social media, because, like, if you guys know, I'm a lifelong Spyro fan. I'm certain there's plenty of people like that out there who are also lifelong Spyro fans. But it's like, what a great day to get some good news for us Spyro fans. I'm shouting it all out to the world. We've got a new Spyro game. Woo! So let's have a more careful look at this. So, Realm Beyond. So, I know Canadian Guy A was making a lot of predictions that maybe the next game would, feature a world that's like far beyond the Dragon Realms or something. There were so many ideas and predictions Canadian Guy A had over this. I don't know how many of it is true, because I know Canadian Guy A did get invited to be part of an inside community or something to promote the game, which I'm very glad for Canadian Guy A to get that kind of treatment. That's very nice. But man, so many people had lost faith in this, or lost hope, ever since, the whole layoffs happened and, Toys for Bob going indie. We had our patience, I kept my horns on, and we finally got it. I am very curious to see what kind of creatures these are supposed to be. Are these enemies, the fodder, to get health? I don't know what these things are, but I can tell just from these creatures alone, we're in for something wacky. Because then we get, this thing here where it looks all peaceful, and then just seeing the skies darken, clearly, it's... I don't know what direction this is going to go in. If this is going to be a bit more of a cliche Master of Darkness kind of villain, or what? Hang on, let me get a close look at that design there, if possible. I can't fully make out the details, but, are those horns there? It's got two horns on its side? And then, the wand, okay. Let's not dance around it. That's clearly meant to be a dark gem. I don't know if that means this game is bringing back dark gems. But if it is, that'll be quite exciting. But it's clearly, a very nice design that's very reminiscent from, seeming like a dragon horn, the whole aesthetic of it all. But it's a very nice design for a... You know what it reminds me of? Because, a lot of people seeing the staff, including me, I was wondering if they were maybe bringing back the Sorcerer from Shadow Legacy. I don't think that's going to be the case, though, because it seems that this is being hyped up as a brand new evil. So I don't know. I wouldn't think that this would... It's obviously not going to be Malefor, because Malefor never wielded a staff. But, I mean, if I look up designs of, the Sorcerer here, hang on. So, Spyro, Shadow, Legacy, the Sorcerer. If I look up designs of the Sorcerer, I mean, in some ways there's a small level of similarity, though it's definitely a very different design for the staff in terms of what we've got here. I mean, I'd be quite amazed if it does turn out to be the Sorcerer. Or at least in some way it's dragon design that it took in the fight against him. I don't know. Because, when I compare that to what we've got here... Okay, wait a minute. Okay, we only really get a design of the staff. Which, again, that's clearly a dark gem. Oh! I see gems back there! Okay, so... This is... So, does that mean this is going to be, open world Spyro? I mean, I know lots of games are going open world these games, but... If so, I just hope it goes in a good direction, because there's quite a few games out there that went open world and end up kind of ruining the formula. Because I hear that's what a lot of people say was not a good move for Metroid Prime 4. Now, I haven't played Metroid Prime 4 yet, So I have no idea the details on just how much open world ruined that game. Nonetheless, I'm guessing this is like the typical bad guys tower. Which makes me a little curious on how that's going to play out, if this is just meant to be the final area, or if it's going to be something like Gruntilda's Lair in Banjo-Kazooie, where it's like, it's kind of the main hub area, where it's like, where you're going to come across your portals to all the different worlds. I really don't know. Regardless, I'm very excited to see how this plays out. I mean, maybe it's also one of those things where it's like you have a view of the bad guy's lair, but maybe like some barriers around it or something until you collect enough MacGuffins to be able to dispel the barrier. Whatever the case, that's a sick tower for a Spyro villain to have. Like, honestly, that's more impressive than, like, some of the architecture of Malefor's creations. I mean, then again, Malefor was the kind of villain not really to create anything. He was more of a destruction-based villain, so I guess it kind of makes some level of sense why we don't really see much of any kind of creations of his. But, oh, I am excited. Also, yes, I love Spyro's new design. Like, I didn't pay too much attention to it here. Let me rewind it. It's a bit too blurry there, but it's like... Let me see if I can get a better quality. It's too blurry, some of the shots we're getting. But with what we're getting here, it's like... Like, I love it. This is Spyro. Now, something that my siblings have noticed is that Sparks is not with Spyro. Now, I don't know if that's just because they couldn't... Sparks' design maybe isn't finished yet, that they couldn't add him to the trailer. But there's also an interesting theory that maybe because Spyro's a bit more grown up, like, you know, he's in his teens now, maybe he's like... There was an interesting theory my sister had in that maybe he, like, graduated or something. That now he doesn't need Sparks anymore. Which is interesting. If that's the case, if that is going to be the case, and they're not going to have Sparks in this game, it does leave me a little curious to know how they're going to go about, like, the health bar. Because Sparks was always, like, your primary health indicator, and love the new Spyro logo. Like, probably the most unique I've ever seen Spyro's logo, because, I don't know, the Spyro logo, it always had that, like, similar design to it in roughly every game, every Spyro game that's ever existed, basically. So I think this one, it stands out more because it's got, like, a lot of corners on it. A realm beyond. So something that's apparently even further than, like, the Forgotten Realms. That I'm very curious about. I also love how there's a gem in the O. That's a neat detail. Like, oh, I love it. And then this is interesting, because is this supposed to be like a flight level? Or is this suggesting that the game's going to have, like, open flying, kind of like what Dawn of the Dragon tried to do? Where it's like you're free to fly anywhere. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, or if this is just a flight level. But that would be neat if that's the case. Take flight spring of 2027. I might have to start back up my Spyro Marathon, because while I technically finished it, I know there were a couple of Nokia Spyro games I had to skip, because I couldn't get them to work at the time. I managed to install them from other places that they work now, so I could finish off some of the Nokia games that I had to skip. There's still at least one I might not be able to play, though. I mean, it's not that big of a deal anyway, since it might not even be the full game. So that game might still technically be lost media. And then we have, I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh yeah. So I am considering playing the console Skylanders games. I kind of wanted to wait until I was initially thinking of waiting until Skylanders, like there was a way to emulate the 3DS Skylanders games as well, since those are entirely different games from the console Skylanders games. Oh, that sneeze hurt. Like, it's one of those strong sneezes where it like feels like my muscles are caving in afterwards. Anyway, because yeah, I was thinking of eventually waiting to see if maybe emulation for the 3DS Spyro games was possible. But as of the moment, I don't know if it ever will be. Nonetheless, I guess if you guys really want to see me do Skylanders I know maybe not everyone's too interested, because the only reason I didn't do Skylanders back in my initial Spyro marathon was because I didn't really count Skylanders to be a Spyro game. Also, the fact that, considering that my main objective in the Spyro marathon was that I had to 100% every game, it meant that I'd basically be needing to do all of, like, the Skylander-specific challenges, which would have meant that I'd need every Skylander known to exist. And considering this day and age, that would have been wicked expensive. I would not have had that in me to buy every Skylander, especially since at the time, I also recently sold all of my Skylanders because the parents just wanted them out of the house. They were taking up space in the basement, and we didn't really use them anymore. So I decided to get rid of all the Skylanders I had in the house, so that would have meant having to get all those back and get my hands on all the Skylanders I never had. And at the time, I didn't have it in me to do that, but maybe to hype up this game coming out, maybe I'll at least go for 100%ing all the console Skylanders games. Alongside these couple of Nokia Spyro games I initially couldn't get to play, to really revive the Spyro Marathon, and of course, prepare myself for Spyro A Realm Beyond, now that it is finally confirmed. Like, I'm excited for this, and okay, it's going to be, of course, on all the Xbox consoles. Xbox on PC, so does that mean that, okay, it is going to be on Steam? I don't know if they're all going to be releasing on the same consoles at the same time. PS5, Switch 2. Very nice. It's basically going to be on every modern gen platform. That'll be nice. And of course, by Toys for Bob. Despite going indie, they pulled it off. I am very excited for this. And I'm going to have to do a lot of planning on my end, but until I figure all that out, thank you everyone for watching. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and wish to see more of my content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and click the notification bell to stay notified of future uploads. And until next time, this is the Gamer of Gamers, and stay excellent, everyone!